Is it possible that a 28-year-old singer from Busan could stand on equal footing with presidents, technology billionaires, and the most influential athletes on the planet, not in the category of music but on a list of the most famous people in the world? The question sounds like fan hyperbole, like a fleeting burst of social media euphoria, like an exaggerated clickbait headline. Yet on January 2026, when the website World Famous Things released an updated version of its Top 25 Most Famous Persons in the World list, one name appeared among the giants of global politics, sports, and business: Jungkook. And since that moment, the internet has not been quiet. The name Jungkook, the youngest member of BTS, was listed at number 18. He became the only Asian artist on the list, standing alongside figures who have long dominated the global landscape such as Cristiano Ronaldo in first place, Donald Trump in second, Elon Musk in third, and Lionel Messi in fourth. Below and above him were names like Taylor Swift, Beyoncé, Jeff Bezos, and Mark Zuckerberg. Among heads of state, sports icons, and rulers of technology corporations, there stood a K-pop vocalist. Is this merely digital popularity? Or are we witnessing a shift in the axis of global fame? According to information on worldfamousthings.com, the list was compiled based on a combination of search engine popularity, number of social media followers, and the intensity of international media coverage. Methodologically, this is not merely a subjective assessment, but an aggregation of global visibility data. With such parameters, Jungkook's inclusion was not an emotional coincidence, but a measurable quantitative phenomenon. The site describes Jungkook as a South Korean singer, songwriter, and dancer best known as the main vocalist of BTS, and emphasizes that his popularity extends beyond the borders of his country. He was born as Jungkook on September 1, 1997, in Busan and debuted with BTS in 2013. Since then, BTS has grown into one of the biggest music groups in modern history, breaking Billboard chart records, selling out stadiums across continents, and appearing at global forums such as the United Nations. Yet what surprised the public was not merely the group's reputation, but the fact that on a list of the most famous individuals in the world, Jungkook stood as a personal entity. This is where the narrative becomes even more compelling. For years, K-pop has often been positioned as a regional phenomenon that penetrated the global market through group collectivity. However, Jungkook, especially since releasing his solo album Golden in 2023, has revealed another dimension. Songs such as 7-3D and Standing Next to You topped international music charts and expanded his identity as a global artist standing on his own strength. Golden itself became one of the best-selling albums of its release year, strengthening his commercial legitimacy beyond his group identity. But is this achievement purely because of music? It cannot be ignored that the power of ARMY, BTS's global fanbase spread across the world, played a significant role in expanding Jungkook's digital reach. The announcement of his inclusion in the top 25 list first went viral through the platform X, formerly known as Twitter, via a post by the fan account at @JeongGoldenLight. Thousands of likes and reposts flooded the post within a short period of time. That euphoria not only demonstrated pride, but also revealed the extraordinary digital mobilization capacity of a global community. However, reducing this phenomenon to the power of fandom alone would be an unfair simplification. Search engine popularity data and international media coverage show that Jungkook's name consistently ranks among the most searched in various countries. Every music release, public appearance, and even his social media posts generate waves of interaction reaching millions. In an era where digital visibility is the currency of power, Jungkook is one of the figures with the greatest attention capital. Furthermore, the symbolism of the list cannot be overlooked. In the same table are football athletes, heads of state, technology entrepreneurs, and Western pop stars who have dominated the global entertainment industry over the past decade. When Jungkook became the only Asian artist on that list, he did not merely represent himself, but also carried the representation of South Korea's entertainment industry as a whole. This is not only about an individual, but about the transformation of the global cultural landscape. The question now changes: has the world finally acknowledged that the center of gravity of popular culture is no longer entirely in the West? For decades, the global narrative of fame was shaped by Hollywood, European sports leagues, and Silicon Valley. Yet with the increasing penetration of the internet, streaming platforms, and social media, geographical boundaries have become increasingly blurred. Jungkook is both a product and a symbol of that borderless era. He was born and raised in Busan, trained within South Korea's entertainment industry system, and now his name stands alongside world political leaders and sports icons. In Indonesia, known as one of the largest army bases in the world, this news was welcomed with collective pride. Social media was filled with congratulations and lengthy analyses about the meaning of this achievement. Many see it as validation that K-pop is no longer a passing trend, but an established global cultural force. Jungkook, with his image of discipline, hard work, and dedication to art, has become an inspirational figure for millions of young fans. World Famous Things even predicted that in 2026 Jungkook would become one of the most famous and praised young artists in the world. That prediction may sound like a promotional statement, but his visibility metrics support the assumption. In a digital ecosystem that rewards consistency and engagement, he demonstrates both continuously. Yet every major achievement is always accompanied by critical questions. Does the list reflect substantive influence or merely algorithmic popularity? Does digital fame carry the same weight as political or economic power? These questions open a broader discussion about the definition of famous in the 21st century. What is clear is that Jungkook's inclusion in the top 25 most famous persons in the world is not a minor event. It marks a moment when an Asian artist is not only accepted, but measured by the same parameters as the most dominant Western icons. It challenges long-held assumptions about who deserves to be called the most famous in the world. And perhaps behind all the numbers, lists, and debates, there is one reality that is difficult to deny: the world has changed. If popular culture was once centered on a single geographical axis, it is now spreading, moving, and shifting. Jungkook stands at the center of that change, not as a symbol of coincidence, but as proof that a new era of global fame has arrived. An army may celebrate with full emotion, but statistical facts still speak. Among presidents, billionaires, and sports legends, a singer from Busan is now recorded as one of the most famous people in the world. The question is no longer whether it is possible. The question is, who is next? If this phenomenon is examined more deeply, there is a layer far more complex than mere fandom celebration. Jungkook's inclusion in the top 25 most famous persons in the world places him in a symbolic space alongside figures long associated with structural global power. At position 19 is LeBron James, at position 16 stands Narendra Modi, and at position 14 is Vladimir Putin. Within a traditional framework, those names are synonymous with political, economic, and athletic power that directly impacts millions, even billions, of people. Yet Jungkook emerges from a different path. Popular culture and collective emotion. In an era when attention is the most valuable commodity, anyone capable of commanding the flow of global attention effectively holds a new form of power. His songs are streamed billions of times, clips of his performances circulate across platforms, and every social media post generates waves of interaction that transcend national borders. This is not merely popularity, it is an architecture of influence. This phenomenon also demonstrates how the definition of fame has evolved. In the past, fame was constructed through television and print media. Today, algorithms, trending topics, and global streaming serve as the primary arbiters. In this context, Jungkook is not just a singer, but a digital nexus connecting millions of individuals within the same emotional resonance. What makes this even more significant is the fact that he is the only Asian artist on the list. When names like Ariana Grande and Drake also occupy positions on the same ranking, Jungkook's presence underscores that cultural flows are no longer unidirectional. Asia is no longer merely a consumer of Western culture, but a competitive producer of global currents. Is this coincidence? Or are we witnessing a new chapter of cultural dominance that is increasingly multipolar? This is where the discussion sharpens and moves beyond numbers, shifting toward a broader conversation about the changing centers of global influence.